Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
We are going to pay policy slides. Yes, correct. We will touch base other items in workflows. Okay, perfect. Once he comes back, we will go through the first. Yeah, sure. Okay, so we'll go through these. Okay, so for punch round rules, I need to give you a document. I'll send you through via email. Okay. Sure document which you need to first go through. Then I'll give you the update. Okay, what is the punch round rule? Okay, yeah, I think this is the one. I'll ping you the chat 1 second here. Just try to open this link and download the PDF. That is what punch round rule is about. It is about like when an employee punches in. Let's say like some companies, like I'm starting the shift at 8. If I'm punching in from say like center 50 to 8:10, it would round me back to 8 o'clock, like rounding the value, how our punches should be rounded for every 5 minutes or every 3 minutes or every 10 minutes or every 15. Yeah, that is about the punch round rule. But go through the document that will give you clarity how we are doing it in Kronos, what time it will round back, how it is rounding back. And then we will go through interval round rule is not needed, right? Okay, we are not using interval round rule. Like 99% they will not be using interval round rules. We'll go with the punch round rule. Interval round rule is nothing, man. Punch round rule is based on punch. Interval round means example, I'm working today 9 hours. Okay, I'm working 9 hours and 2 minutes means I can round back it to 9 or 9. 5, write the total number of hours. Okay, if I'm working 8 hours 58 minutes, it will round back to 9. Right? It's like after how much value I can start rounding and how to round it to. The whole hour is based on interval round rules. Mostly will not be using interval round rules. It's just like the normal rounding what we do in mathematics. Okay, 152 means okay, 0.5. If it is 155, let's round it to 1.6. Those kind of thing is in. Punch round rule has some importance. It has some concepts also. We need to go through a few items. What is grace? What is time limit? So for that, first go to the document. That will give you a realistic understanding how punch rounding works. So we'll come to know what is round and grace. Then I will teach you what is early punch rounding, late punch rounding. Okay, in punch out, punch hand skip and mismatch, everything will have the column. This is like how the input should be rounded, how the output should be rounded, how the missed one should be rounded, how an unscheduled punch should be rounded. So everything is same. Yeah, like these items will be same. Only there's a facility to have each punch to be rounded differently. Oh, so for this to be understood, first go through it, take your time. It's just a realistic document which I have given you. It will give you an understanding. It's a particular university's rounding rule which has a good idea. It will give you a proper view of how the time is differentiated, and this diagram also will give you an idea. Okay, after that we will come to. I'll just give you a heads up how this is done and you'll get an understanding. Okay, so now let's quickly jump to another item which I thought of. Okay, let's start with the schedule deviation. I'll just give you an idea what this is. I'm not going to configure this into the system, but I'll just give you a minimal idea. How to create a new one is just you need to click one and we can have a hostility here. And what is schedule? Deviation means employees, if his shift starts at 8 and if he's leaving, he gets completed by 4. Sometimes employee will come early to his shift, late to his shift, and also sometimes he might leave like come on an unscheduled shift also. Right here, it's only two things. If I come before my shift, how my hours should be paid up to that. Example, I'm coming at 7:45. So 7:45 to 8 how my shift should be paid, and if my shift ends by 4, if I'm working beyond 4, how my shift should be paid. Okay, mostly will not be using it. The reason is we have already configured daily overtime and weekly overtimes. So if an employee crosses his 8 hours itself, we are giving a normal overtime. So this will be used in some places where like employees are provided overtime only in a condition based, not based on hours, based on the condition if he's working more than his scheduled shift. So we need to choose a particular if okay, whether we need to include, we need to give special payment for before shift or after shift or both okay, and just try to save it. That's it. What we will do is we will map it in the pay code distribution of combination rule so that there will be one more row for this example. What this will have is this will have an additional row here and we need to choose how it should be paid. That's it, okay. You can see here, right? Yes. So if that particular schedule deviation, if an employee is late and how early to the shift, how it should be paid for those hours. So only for that 10 minutes or 15 minutes or half an hour, which is early to the shift or where he's staying late to the shift, if you want to pay him something additional. Apart from these configuration, they will include right from the name itself. You can understand schedule deviation. Deviation from the schedule how we need to pay. Schedule deviation, okay. The hours which is above before the schedule or after the schedule. Yeah, and also this can be used if an employee comes to an unscheduled shift. How we need to pay because we have a privilege there right before shift, after shift, and unscheduled. So we can have multiple schedule deviation, also one for before shift, after shift, and one for unscheduled. You can put Australia unscheduled and stating how those hours should be paid for a particular unscheduled day. So if we have some kind of condition for, let's say, unscheduled employees, then we'll have to map it accordingly, whether it's going to be regular pay or overtime and things like that. Right? Yeah, okay. Mostly it won't create a fuss because managers will be managing that only. Hardly a manager will have 10 to 15 employees and he will be reviewing that only. But if someone is asking for it, That employee works on schedule, we need to have a different amount of payment for him. And then we can create one and manage it as per needed, right? Mostly they're not asking for it. Only certain companies are using schedule deviation. But the reason why I'm saying schedule deviation will not have much significance. Say I'm having a task shift. Here itself, I have defined if I work more than 8 hours, how I should be paid. We are already giving a special payment for that, so creating a schedule deviation will not be of much significance, right? Okay, so that's our schedule deviation. It's nothing. We'll just create like that. We'll just put a tick mark. There is no configuration, nothing. Whether we need to choose whether the schedule deviation covers before shift, after shift, or unscheduled. That's it. Mem, we can have different schedule deviation also. One has before shift, one has after shift, and one has unscheduled. And we can wrap it here. If we want to give us different payments for each item, okay? And then apart from that, here nothing is needed. I'll just give you a heads up on what this score is. We are not using it, but what is this about is if we map, we will map this directly to the workflow. We are not mapping this to anybody in the pay code discussion or thing. There will be a core or rule. We need to just select it in the workflow. I'll show you that. So example, what this is for is we can have this, like we can select which are the days it will apply to. Okay, so Monday to Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, and we can say from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And if you map this to a work rule and we select this break is a violation, what happens is in this particular time, the employee cannot punch out for his meal break or normal any break. These are supposed to be in the factory or the plant or somewhere he's working. He should be in the workplace. Yeah, like busy hours. Yeah, he's up for like the example. Somewhere. Take an example of a coffee shop. Coffee shop is busy from maybe 4 p.m. to 6, like 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. based on location. Yeah, we can put a rule here stating that these days these are no breaks. So it will not allow him to punch out. Yeah, if he punches out, it will show us a violation, like we saw the acceptance rates. Yes, like that, it will show it. What we will do is, like we are not doing any. Just we'll select the days and the timing and we'll put a name to it. And when we go to the work, we can directly map it there. Like how we distributions and other things. Yeah, whatever the violation or violation we need to add, we can add it here. There will be options for that co-violation. I mean to sell it. Yeah, this unit is electron here. That's it. Which kind of for us in the whatever we have created, just we need to pull this up. These options are already there, but if I need to create a new one, then I create on my own. Yeah, create your own and then once you save it, it will come here. Yeah, that's about the core. So core is very simple, but like it's also at least used option, but it's quite easy to understand. Yeah, just to make an employee stop from taking breaks. Yeah, everyone should be working at that hour and we can also do like, let's say like different departments. We can also map it out like that. Let's say some employees can take breaks, some people cannot take breaks. Yeah, in that case, we need to have two payrolls. Yeah, okay. We cannot assign two concepts on same payroll. Maybe that employees will have a different payroll and these employees will have a different payroll. Like two groups of employees. Yeah, okay. Payroll is usually group based only. Someone is a particular level employee and they have a full time, part time, and if the salary they have a different. Payroll salary will not come under any of these conditions. They don't have regular, they just need to alter their holidays and time off. That's it. Time off, PTLs. Yeah, so almost we have gone through other items here. Whatever, we need to know almost all the items we have covered here. Now I'll just take you through another lighter topic, which is holidays. Okay. This is an area where a company's total holidays is listed out. Okay, just a holiday chart. What you will be seeing in your company, it will show you right this year's holiday. What are the holidays that have been already passed? What is still to there? We will be creating a particular like we'll get a requirement at the year end. So they will say this year our company is going to have these holidays. Yeah? There will be different departments. Okay, there will be different departments, but we need to put the full like whatever the state it may be, all the state holiday. We need to create it here. This is a master page, kind of master page. Whether it's a particular state's holiday or whether it's a national holiday, all the holidays should be listed here. Got it? You need to create all the holidays. How we are creating is nothing. We are giving the name to it and the display name to it and what is the date. That's it. We are creating a name. We are giving a name. What date it is. Example New Year means okay. 1st of January is New Year. 12 M. That's it. And then what is the Labor Day? When is Memorial Day? Like this chart, this will be given as an Excel from the company. We need to create it here. That's it. But who would be assigning those holidays for employees like managers will? No, it's based on the payroll. That's what I will take you next. So you're clear about this, right? What we are doing here. Yes. Next step is where we are saying it is. It is directly in the payroll. If you go to our payroll, let me open our Excel constantly. So here there's a separate option called holidays. We need to select what holidays. Just to see, just to take in that, that's it. Okay, if I pick first 3 items, only these 4 items will be applicable to an employee, this particular payroll, whoever is assigned. On these holidays, you will be automatically paid. Whatever the holidays we have created will be applicable here. You need to just pick it up. The code for the holiday pay, right? It would be the same for every holiday. That is another place. There is a separate place called holiday credit rules that will cover tomorrow. Okay. So that is based on that how an employee will be paid on his holiday hours. It is different. We can assign different credit rules for different payrolls. Today, I'm just letting you know on the lighter topics how a holiday is created and how it is assigned here. Okay, and again tomorrow, what we will be seeing is first item will be touching on the holiday credit rules, how it is giving the credits. Okay, then we will go through these items in these 4. More important item is punch interpretation rule. other than fixed rule, processing of restrictions and work we did. It's very simple. It's like how we saw the Quora. It's very straightforward items. Fixed interpretation rules have some significance. We will go through that, and these items are complex, man. I'll just give a hint of what it is like. Some companies use it. Most companies doesn't use it, but it's quite confusing. Okay, so cascading policies and profiles. I'll just give a just overview, and when we go through afterwards, maybe I'll try to give a few more insights on this. Okay, this is more than enough for the pay policies. This is what will be assigning it. These are independent blocks which will be assigned directly to people like employees, people, editor. I'll let you know why we are using it. Okay, just a hint. We will not be creating anything on this key afterwards. Okay, it's quite complex. I'll not to mix you with these items so that at the time, if I give you everything, it will be difficult. Maybe at the last session, if you want to know what it is, then we can have it out. Okay, now I have given you an idea of the chorus. Schedule deviation, and we have seen holidays and how it is mapped to the pay. So now let me take you through some other items. We'll stop the pay policies. Okay. Let me take you through a few generic items. Okay, scheduler setup. Okay, scheduler setup is where we will be creating schedules for the employer. You know schedules, right? When an employee should start and when the employee should end the shift, we will be creating schedules. Where we are creating schedules is example. I need to select an employee, or even if I start, it will give me all the employees. Okay, I'm just selecting a particular employee, maybe. Jane Smith itself, where to assign is. We need to click on Go to and Schedules. Are scheduled both, it will be taking into the same thing. Okay. So I'll select a particular date range. So each day we have some shift, right? So this is where we can edit, right? We can edit it, we can. If you want to add a shift for a particular day, you can right click and click on add shift. Okay. And here just you need to give the start time and end time. That's it. So total hours regular. Everything type should be regular. Only this is standard for everything. There is a 3 types break, transfer and unavailable. Currently, we'll stick to regular. I'll let you know what it is. Other items, okay? Once you do it, it will be here. You just need to save it up. So what are the other items? Means some employees. They will come with a designated break time with the schedule itself, so that in that time they are supposed to take breaks. So I'll right click and click on edit. Okay, so we are going to add break to this. So I'm right clicking on it and I'm clicking on it. So now I'm going to add a break to them at 1 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. So what I will do is we need to add one more second. I will put here as 1 p.m. and then here. 30 p.m. Sorry, it should be break should be from 1 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. and then 1:30 to 5. Okay, so 30 minutes here right now. I need to change it to break. Okay, and then I'm starting it from 13:30 p.m. and I'm finishing my shift on 4:30 p.m., 30 or 4 p.m. So totally 8 hours of working and 30 minutes of break. If I give it like this, it will assign it to the break. So that system will say, my department will say, okay, this is the time you need to take a break. And in the schedule, it will show that in the white line, you can see the break. There is a blank space there. So this is how we create a particular, or to say the schedule is add and delete. Clear on this? So finally, we need to save it out also. So again, what we do in the setup here, schedule the setup, is instead of adding this one by one. If I have a particular shift in my mind, like, okay, Monday to Thursday this and Friday this shift, and this is going to be there for the employee for a particular month or 2, 3 months, he's going to have been that same kind of pattern. How do I do it? That is where we use schedule setup here. Okay, I'll give you an example. I need to create an employee who is going to work Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Friday. Let's say Monday to Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and only on Thursday he's going to work 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. Okay, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be leave for him. So first what I need to do is, there are a few items. What we are going to do for that is, we need to have a shift template created and we need to have a pattern template created. These are the two items which we'll be using for the schedules. Okay, what is shift? Template means which will define a particular date, start time and end time. You see, here there are a lot of items. Let's say I will create a new. How we created a schedule similar to that? We need to give a start time and end time. First, we are going to create it for Monday through Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. 4 p.m. It's daily 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So I'm starting it on 8 a.m. and ending it on 4 p.m. Just I need to save it. Okay, so this I have created a shift template called 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And even I'll add a break pattern so that we are understanding it properly. And it's returning back again on MPM to 1:30 p.m. It's going to take a break. I'll mention that also need break. So mostly they'll give the shift name 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. to 30-minute break at 10 p.m. And this side will be 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Then only 8 hours will come. So this segment, I'll mark it as break, and then again I'll give it as regular and I'll make it as 4:30 p.m. Okay, so now our 1-day shift is ready. And this is a name which we have created. I'll just have a notepad to note it out. Okay, this is our first shift, and then again we need one more. I'll just save and clean you so that we are having one more, which is for the Thursday. Thursday, the employee is going to start at 6 am and end his time at 11 am and no meal breaks. Just is going to work for 5 hours, right? 6 am to 11 am, no meal break. No meal break. Okay, this is the second shift's name. I'm going to give this also. Now we have created shift. Shift template is completed. Whatever we have done in the shift template, it is completed. Now we are going to the pattern templates. We'll see what is pattern templates. Pattern template is nothing. It's like a weekly roster, or we can even have multiple weeks here. If it's going to be different for alternative weeks, say for example, okay, let's do that. Our schedule is like on this first week, the employee is going to work Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday on 8 am to 4 pm shift, okay? And Thursday on 7 to 11. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be his leave, okay? So what I need to do is I need to click on Monday and we have insert shift here. Okay, I'll click on insert shift and I'll search for our shift. That's the reason I saved it in the notepad. I'll just give the name. Okay, usually there will be like a lot of shifts like that, like in real time. If you'll get a ticket and will get a request from this, we need to create it and give the name to the pattern. Template name to the manager. They will assign it from there. Now we are creating the pattern template. After creating, we'll give that name to them so that they will assign it from there. Okay, so now I have assigned 8 am to 4 pm by clicking on insert shift. Again, Tuesday and Wednesday. It's going to be the same thing. I can directly copy from there, right click copy, right click paste, right click paste. And again Thursday, we're going to have a different shift. So I'll click on insert shift and I'll choose ours. This will be there in all the projects. We'll be getting at least 1 or 2 requests weekly and it will not take much time. But we'll get new requests. They will be changing their shifts, they'll be changing their break time, or they will be changing their pattern. Like okay, this time Monday to Thursday, we'll change it, we'll give them the assignment and ask them to work on Friday, something like that. Why is this not showing up? Okay, the second one which we have created is not popping up. Let me see. Okay, second to 11 am is that. I'll select that. Okay, and if you don't need break, that's it. That's here. 6 am to lavender. I think we didn't do that. You probably saved it before. Yeah. Fine, so that's fine. So if you see here, if a particular week, if an employee is in a different shift, it will show it in a different color also, so that we can segregate. Okay, now this is done. This is going to record for each week. Each week. This will rotate, right? Yeah, so I'm going to give a name to this. Our shift is A space FD. 40 pam. Monday through Thursday am to 4:30 p.m. 6 am to 11 am. It will accept only few letters. So I'll keep it like this: Monday to Thursday, 8 am to 4:30 p.m. and 6 am to 11 am. In the description, we can do all the notes right in case. Yeah, if needed, we can do that, but what will be visible to us directly is this. So I'll just do this copy here and paste it here. And here I'll give a detailed item of what is it, Monday to Thursday. 8 am to 11 p.m. and meal break at PM, which is a 30-minute meal break. Minute meal break at NPM. Friday 7 to 11 am, no meal break. Okay, yeah, this is done. This is the name I'm going to create and save it here. Put it here. Now here everything is done. Now what I'll do is I'll go to the employee. We'll give the particular name to the manager. Okay, this is the patent template which we have created. Okay, so what he will do is let me delete these items and I'll show you. Or even let a few items be there. We can override this, okay. So from only an M14, the employee is required in this shift, what we have created. So what we're going to do is we'll say that the manager that we have created schedule button with this name. So the manager will go in here, right click on the name of the employee and click on schedule button. Clear where we are clicking? Right click on the employee and click on schedule button. Once that is done, he needs to click on. It's all ready. Some pattern is there, so I'll just delete it out. Yes, now I'll click on add button. Now, this page will come up first to me. So here anger date, you don't need to change it. Anger date is mostly Sunday. Okay, nothing to change. It only thing you need to change is the start date. And okay, we are starting with 13th because we need schedules from 14th, right? That is fine. And the end date. If I give forever, it will take it until the employee works with this. It will be assigned, but I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to assign it till a 3rd of December. That's it. This particular rotation. Okay. Only thing I'm going to add here is I need to click on the pattern and look for our pattern. Yeah, here it is. See, don't write. You just need to click here and it will automatically populate the other values into the cell. Clear? Now what I need to do is there is an option called overwrite other patterns. If I enable this, if there is any other script already created by mistake or any other pattern is already existing, it will overwrite that. Clear? It will delete the existing whatever is in the system and it will put what we have added. Clear? I'll just click on apply and yes again here. We just need to save it up. Now it will apply the shift. It's applying the pattern. You can see here, we just need to wait and refresh it. Yeah, it's added for the whole week, means up to December. If you see here, let me open the dates. From 13th to 3rd of December, For all the dates it will be there. Okay, this week it is. If I go to the next week, also the same pattern has replicated. And again till third it is replicated clear. Yeah, so this is how we are assigning the like schedule pattern to employees. This request will be getting frequently. And we'll be working on creating this template and pattern template. Then we'll transfer it over to the manager setting that we have created assigning work. Mostly he'll be doing it. Clear. It's mostly in US they use, right? No, it's not like that. US majorly uses, Europe uses, Australia is using. Right now it's less used in Asian Pacific region. But right now they're also picking up. But it's widely used across America, Europe and Australia. Right now, I can see why now I'm getting a lot of ideas. Yeah, it's less used in Asia and Africa. That's it. But right now, golf, people also started using it. Golf, there are companies which is already using it, Aramco. Yeah, these companies are already using Kronos only. So eventually you'll get to Asia and Pacific. Asia, it's Gulf region, it's using it, but other region and African region. Mostly, I don't think, like India also, there are companies which is using it. Yeah, but it's not like US or Australia or Europe. There, most companies use this. Right, okay. So yeah, tell me. I was wondering. So in India, let's say like a big company, if they don't use Kronos, what do they use to cover this? There will be a number of tools like here, mostly they are tracking it manually or they're using simplified applications. Yeah, here they don't have a particular, like a number of rules from the government, right? Yeah, there's no FLSL or something like that, right? But in here there's a PCI compliance and a lot of other things are in place for each state. The rule is different. Here it's pretty much simple. If they work with these money hours, they'll calculate and provide it directly. Right, right? Daily kind of thing, daily hourly kind of payment, and mostly here. Even if a marketing executive, they're working from one place to another, it's more of a monthly salary and the incentives, those kind of things are there. Some companies are using Kronos, some companies are using Kronos, and some companies are using other tools. Right. Kronos is a parent company. They take Kronos from. They have an agreement with Kronos. They take Workforce Central and rebrand it as iTime and will give it to its storage. You know, like Workforce Central, right? Yeah. Is it like a separate thing that you have to learn to manage projects, things like that? No, this is the Workforce Central. Oh, this is it, okay. Yeah, okay. What's your friend's name? His name is Fahim. Okay, okay. ADP has a lot of opportunities because it's like they are only selling the A time. A time means Kronos. Just instead of this UKG name, they will have a time. They have an agreement with UKG so they can sell it to their customer at a different rate. Yeah, so basically UKG is like rebranded for their clients as eTime. No, UKG is Ultimate Kronos. That is a name. ADP has an agreement with UKG stating that for their customers, they will give Kronos in the name of eTime. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a AADP is rebranding for them. Yeah, it's not a rebranding. They're just changing the name. That's it. Everything else remains the same. Oh, but unless somebody knows Kronos like an outsider, they would think like this is e-time. It's something else. It's not Kronos. Yeah, but once you just go inside, it will be the same. Yeah, it will be the same. Yeah, he's working on like 4 different projects now, and then recently they gave him like an assistant to do. He said something like to do just do configuration because he doesn't have time. Yeah, so they gave him like another hand. Okay, yeah, ADP. Will ADPs have a few clients with a time and other projects? So there are opportunities within that A time. It's like ADP itself. There are a lot of opportunities. Yeah. So I'll be covering you for the interview perspective. Whatever is needed, I'll cover it. As per the session, yeah. So the pay policies probably will complete by this week, whatever is there. Okay. Okay, we still have 2 more days, right? Mostly tomorrow. I'll just give the heads up on work, PDY processing order, sign off restriction, and then we'll dive deeply into punch interpretation, etc. Okay, so these are the 2 items which are going to give more stress, which will have more options to come. These are pretty much straightforward. It's easy to confirm, etc. and punch interpretation will go through slowly what it is. And by that we'll be coming to the end of pay policy by tomorrow. I mean, this will we have 2 more sessions, right? And what I'll do is the rest of this session on the next day. I'll give a quick update on what else we have in the route rules and other items. And then I'll give an intro on what is upwards. Okay, this might look simple, but this will also take time. This is how our employee's leave is managed, what kind of leaves the employee has, how many days of leaves for each year. If an employee is hired in the middle of the year, how much leaves he'll be able to get. Everything is managed here. Yeah, it's a very important one for employees. Yeah, so this is also widely used. This will be available in 90% of the Kronos projects. Right? So this again and another 1 week. This will be done maybe 1 week or another, like 1.5 weeks. The rest of the days for the maybe 20 or 25 sessions. What we have. I'll take you through other modules like access profiles, which is the top. Then we will touch on the common setup. Then I'll take you through. Where is it? 1 second organization setup. It's a bit hard, no here. Organization setup. Then what is system configuration? And on reporting is a separate. It will take 1 day. I'll take it as a separate one. Okay, once I start with the accruals. 1 day. Before we go into the core concept of the accruals, I'll take you through the reports because how we can validate accruals is through reports only. Whether it's generating properly, we can see how an employee is able to take what balance he has, but for each year, like for the next upcoming year also, whether it's generating properly or not, we can verify it through reports only. So once I give an introduction to the accruals, I'll start the reports. For 1 day, we'll cover up the report and then we'll again pitch back to the accruals. Okay, that's it for today. Yeah, we'll plan to complete pay policies by this week. Then we are more than we are forward on our track. Let's see. And finally, do not forget to share and subscribe to our channel.